more money streaming into their business. And they find that they have to work for it and work for it and work for it. Though, what if we could create some reoccurring revenue so we have that revenue flowing in to our business? That's what we're here to talk about today. I am joined. Welcome, Gina Carr.
Hello. Delighted to be here, Tiffanie.
Yes, Gina is here to share with us a little bit, well, not a little bit, 5 keys to increasing your reoccurring revenue. But before we get to that first key, let me tell you a little bit about Gina, because do you want to understand how to add stable, reoccurring revenue streams to your coaching or speaking business? Our presenter today has created stark raving entrepreneurs to educate and empower leaders to leverage powerful digital marketing strategies to grow their business. And that's what we're all about. Let's grow that business. Gina has an MBA from the Harvard Business School and an engineering degree from Georgia Tech. As a serial entrepreneur, Gina has had several businesses, including an award-winning real estate company and a chain of community magazines. She now lives in Orlando with her fiance, Terry Brock. She is passionate about health, freedom, and plant-based living. She is a fellow speaker of mine that I met at National Speakers Association. And I was thinking about that this morning, Gina. I think I got involved in 2012, and you were there when I got there, I think. So that puts us a decade in to our relationship here. So we're super excited to have you joining us. And I see some of you are joining us live. So as we go through today, we would love to have you comment, interact with us here on this live. If you're on Facebook, though, you may or may not show up. So you may want to use that link there that's on the screen to have us see your name, or just put your name in the comment. But Gina, so glad to have you with us today to talk about this idea of reoccurring revenue.
Yes, well, and just walking down memory lane, I remember when I first met you, and I didn't know that it was that many years ago, but my goodness, just seems like yesterday. And you've just been an energetic spark to NSA Central Florida ever since then, and it's been wonderful to get to know you. So let me dig into why I got hooked on recurring revenue, and that was in a post 9/11 world. I lived in Atlanta on September 11th, 2001. I owned a real estate company and a magazine company and a mortgage company, and business was relatively good. But when the towers were struck and the world changed, well, our real estate business, every transaction stopped for, it was about 6 months, as I recall. Same with the mortgage company. But my magazine company, which was fueled by advertisers, not subscribers, but advertisers, just kept trucking along, just kept chink, 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 and even went up some, because businesses knew that they needed to spend more money on advertising to get their message out into the world so that they would continue to be in business and get more business. And I thought, wow, the roles reversed. It had always been that the magazines were sort of the cheerleader for let's just call it the football team, the real estate company, because the real estate company got the big deals. We went to the closings, we walked home with those big checks, and we thought, ooh, this is so cool. And the roles reversed, because we saw that, okay, recurring revenue is really the key. Have a lot of people paying you on a regular basis, small amounts, big amounts. Big is relative to the person who's doing the spending, and certainly relative to the person who's taking in the money. But that recurring revenue, where it just gets into, we're so wired for monthly payments of different things, and we just get used to them, and that kind of becomes our way of life and our modus operandi. And that's a great way to do business as well as to spend your money, I believe.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up what happened in 2011, because you really got it then. Okay, how do we create this recurring revenue? And so I'm guessing that when 2020 hit, you were in a better position than some, in that you had already thought a little bit about this idea of recurring revenue.
I had already started a program that you've been very involved with, the Video Rockstars program. And I had started that in 2019, because I saw a need for people to get more confident on camera, to have better camera skills so that they could present, so that they could develop relationships, so that they could sell and do business online. And so we had already started that. and 2019. So when 2020 came around, boy, we were ready to go and help people not only with the camera skills, but how to monetize those camera skills with recurring revenue streams. So I had created Video Rock Stars very much in mind with let's make it a recurring revenue stream, a membership model, which is one of my favorite models. And so that grew a good bit in 2020. And unlike a lot of businesses, 2020 was a very good year for us. And so we've enjoyed teaching other people how to do this.
Awesome. All right. So is it time for us to get some of those keys to increasing our recurring revenue?
Yes, absolutely. Let me position those, and let's start with the membership model, because that is a really good one. And that's basically where you're putting together a playground. I like to think about a virtual playground where people can become members of your program, get support for whatever skill it is that you want to teach. So let's say that you have started with an online course, and from that online course, you pivot into a membership model. So this is a great way. They learn the skill in the online course, and then in the membership model, they're getting support for it. They're getting reinforcement, because we all know that when we go learn something new, it sometimes takes a while to integrate it into what we're doing and to really make it stick. And so that's where I love the combination. So that would be a 1-2 punch. Those would actually be two of the keys: online course into a membership program. And let's dig a little deeper on that. Well,
okay, we can go deeper. I just love this idea of virtual playground and community. I love it. All right, let's dig a little deeper.
Okay, so let's take that online course and turn it into a recurring revenue stream by making it an evergreen program. So how many times have you been scrolling on Facebook and you see an ad and it leads you into a $17 product or $37 product, and you buy it and you think, oh, that's kind of good. And then they say, oh, and if you want more of this, here's my $9.97 course, or here's my $4.97 course, or something like that, so that it can also become a recurring revenue model for the online course.
Awesome. Love it. So is that 1, 2, and 3 for us? Then we've got
that's 1 and 2. That's 1 and 2.
Okay.
1 and 2. Okay.
Online into evergreen, which are so easy to, it's there, you've done it, you've got it. Let's make some more money from it. So we've got online, we've got membership. What's next?
Okay. All right. Number 3, I don't like as much because it's not as leverageable, but it's something that most people need to do to get started, and that's private clients. So if you are getting started in your business, or cash flow is a little bumpy, going after some private clients, ideally some higher ticket private clients, but don't sell an hour at a time of your time. Sell your business by 6 packs or 12 packs, or I like to see you get into a 6-month commitment minimum, and ideally even a 12-month commitment, because when people are paying, they're paying more attention, they're more engaged, and they're going to be much more active in what you're teaching and implementing it. And when they've made that 12-month commitment, this is not just, oh, like a gym, you just pay and then you stop when you're ready. This is, you've made a 12-month commitment, you're making the investment, and you're going to be there for the long haul. So I do like that model. It's just not as leverageable as the first two.
I can totally understand that. And I'm a big fan of 6 packs. That's more the beer than the months. But yeah, to me, it's like if we were committed to 16 months or 6 months, it's a much different feel for the people and what they get out of it than I'll just do it once. And yeah, because if we were paying one time to go to the gym, we would go to the gym way less. I mean, not that all of us keep our gym membership going, but that's how life goes. And thanks to our Facebook user, not sure who this is, 2 of the most wonderful ladies that they know. So we appreciate that so very much. And then another one of our Facebook users, who could be the same person, is some people like 6 packs and some people like 12 packs. And my answer is yes. So we've got our private clients, though, not just doing them as a one-off, getting 6 or 12 months commitment from them so that you can create better results. All right. Are we ready for our 4th key?
Yes, we are ready for the 4th key. And so the 4th key would be using recurring revenue in a mastermind group. So a lot of us have been involved in free mastermind groups, and some of us have been involved in paid mastermind groups. And so in a paid mastermind group, you as the leader put together people that you think would like to be in your mastermind program, and you charge them monthly, or again, they can pay in full. That's another variation. Get the annual payments versus the monthly payments, but for a lot of people, the monthly payments works out really well. And so in the mastermind group, again, you're putting together the playground, you're putting together format, you're holding folks accountable to show up, to report, you're keeping things running on time, and you're making it a really pleasant and valuable mastermind experience, versus when we're in the free ones that we just sort of get together, and sometimes we just end up talking about a lot of stuff that's not directly related and really not helping us with our masterminding, the accountability and the idea sharing and all that, right? Have you been in some of those?
Yeah, it's so interesting because we actually offer Ascentive Mastermind, which is not we're not doing it for a day a month. It's a 90-minute meeting once a month. But I've been to some of the freebie ones, or the free for all ones, which is what I think of the freebie ones sometimes, because it's a free for all, and I'm like, I'm a very structured, organized. Let's be efficient with our time. Let's get stuff done, and those just drive me nuts. And you and I, we're adults and we know how to manage things nowadays. But I remember when I first got into business, I had no clue what I was doing. And I certainly wasn't going to stand up and be like, look, you've talked for 2/3 of the time. You're 50 minutes over your time. I mean, you and I, not only in the mastermind world and in the speaker world, people go crazy, don't they? And they just keep talking and talking and talking. And it's like, what about me? So I love the paid masterminds, because I felt not only do I get more out of them because the meetings facilitated better, I feel like I get more out of them because I'm putting money into it. What are your thoughts? And I know we're kind of on a tangent. I like to call these Tiffanie tangents. But do you find that people get more out of something if they pay more for it? Like, it doesn't matter if the program changes or the steps or the process, but do you find people get better results when they invest more money in it?
I really do, and it took me a while to get to that point, but I've seen it. I've seen it in our own memberships. We have a bronze membership, and then we have a silver membership and a VIP program. And so it definitely is very clear that the more money people put in, the more they show up and the more they invest in themselves, and they get more out of the program, so they get more results. So I definitely have been more of a fan of higher ticket offers than I used to be.
Yeah. It was funny. I was talking to my husband just yesterday. I'm a member of Crunch Gym, and I like going to a couple of yoga classes a week. Sometimes I haven't been very good in the past month or few. We got new puppies, and that just like totally changes. Like, yeah, let's completely throw your life into a spin. I have no idea how single moms with real kids do it. Like, oh my gosh, I've got 2 puppies and a husband, and I'm ready to, And so I'm like, I really need to get back to it, but it's only $20 a month. So it's not like it breaks my heart every time I look at that credit card statement, like, oh, I'm spending $200 or $300 for the private yoga studio, or $100 a lesson. I think it would be different because it's like, oh, I'm investing this. I need to be there and show up. So interesting thought. Just was curious to see. And
Yeah.
Evie is our fan hanging out on Facebook. So thanks so much, Evie. And it looks like Felicia is sharing that she likes to be efficient with her time too. Yes, that value exchange is huge. And we value what we pay for, definitely. And so, speaking of getting paid for, that's what we're chatting about. But before I let her get to number 5 on our list, I do want to let you know I'm super excited. Next week is the Make Big Money and a Big Difference 5-day challenge. That's happening October 17th through 21st. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're like Gina and I in the state of Florida or on the East Coast, it's Eastern time. But late afternoon if you're in Europe. If you're on the West Coast, it's in the morning. And Trisha, that attends quite a few things in Australia, that's probably going to be the middle of the night for her.
Yeah, our Australia fans might have a hard time with that one, but next time maybe we'll do it at a time that's better for our Australia friends. Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about this challenge that you have coming up? And for those of you, as she's explaining it, do see Stark Raving Challenge is where you can go and enroll for this. So you want to tell us a little bit about this challenge?
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be fantastic because I know that the folks that we work with, they're not in it just for the money. They're not here just for the money. They are not doing the hard work that they are doing, getting their message out and communicating and helping people just for the money. Although that's important and absolutely critical, they want to make a big difference. They want to make a big difference in the world. And it can be something simple and it can be something gigantic and big. So we want to help foster those seeds and talk about how to amplify those seeds. And a big part of it is when you have the money, you can put the money into the right buckets and the resources in order to make your idea bigger, to get it out to more people, to amplify it in bigger ways. And so we really are excited about this challenge. First time we've done this exact one. And we're going to be talking about how to get more visibility for your idea, this idea that you want to do to change the world and for your own personal brand. We're going to be talking about how to monetize with recurring revenues. So we will be definitely digging into these recurring revenue models a good bit more. And with that, I just invite you guys to join us on starcravingchallenge.com. It's going to be really fantastic.
I'm excited. I have already got my seat saved. Most of the time blocked off in my calendar. There was one day I'm like, I might have to catch up on that one. But I'm super excited. I'm actually hosting a summit in December. And one of the things that we're going to be doing is a little bit of funding of some micro loans. And we're actually going to let the participants that are going to be a part, that have bought tickets for the summit, pick what kind of micro loans that we are going to be funding. However, we haven't exactly gotten all the details ironed out. So I'm looking forward to the challenge next week to see how we can wrap that all together to make us some success.
Is this micro loans in the making a difference kind of category, helping
Yes.
entrepreneurs oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm super excited.
I love that.
Because on my list of things to do this week is like go research a handful of them. I'm hoping for every, I don't know, I haven't gotten that far, 20 or 50 or 100 tickets, depending on the size of the microloan, doing it and letting the participants pick. I'm going to find some entrepreneurs because that's totally me. If there's sock making entrepreneurs in another country, that would just be heaven. But I haven't gotten that far yet. We're going to find out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how I can marry your thoughts next week with the summit that we have coming up. All right. Excellent. People are probably anxiously awaiting, like, Tiffanie, you gave us 4. Well, Gina, you gave us 4. What's the 5th? So tell us the last key to increasing recurring revenue.
Okay, so this is a method that folks might not be thinking about, but software, selling software or getting a subscription to software. For example, many of you pay Zoom for a regular membership. I sell Zoom Enterprise, which is a recurring revenue stream for me, and people buy it either monthly or annually, and it allows access to unlimited cloud storage, and it also allows access to webinars and some other features that you don't get in the regular Zoom version. And so I have to pay Zoom, yes, but I get a difference there. So it's an ongoing revenue stream for me. Similarly, I have a software that helps to manage Facebook groups. And so with the Facebook groups, you know how you ask those questions in the Facebook groups, and then if people answer them, right now, or what I used to do is I'd copy, paste it onto a Google Doc, and then I'd transfer it into something else. And it was just a real pain. Well, I have a software that I sell that makes that super easy and efficient and loads it right up into my Kartra software, which is another recurring revenue stream for me. So these software as a revenue stream is really a great idea, and it's very low maintenance. So one of the great things about it is you sell it, and typically, unless you're the one who created the software, someone else is doing the service and delivery of it.
Gotcha. So essentially you're facilitating, helping people find the right stuff, taking advantage of, some bulk purchasing perhaps kind of thing, and really just turning your network or your tribe, as you like to say, onto some really great stuff that you're using yourself and making it accessible to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have something similar. I use Infusionsoft or Keep, and as a solo person, that would be a massive undertaking. But with a group, it makes it a little bit easier and a lot more reasonable. So something similar to that, then.
Yes, exactly. So it's a form of affiliate marketing most of the time, and I really like it because I know, to your point, that I use these services. I know people need them, and so a lot of people do come to me for recommendations like that.
You have a whole line of links that you use, right? Gina loves and all kinds of things. If you're looking for it, she has it typically when it comes to the technology world. Between her and her fiance Terry, I think of him more as the tech, the gadgets, the stuff like that, and you're more of the subscriptions and the licensing. And you can always check out Gina and Terry on Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. They host a group, Stock Raving Entrepreneurs. And I think you can come out once or twice and check out what y'all have going on for free there, can't they?
Definitely, and we would love to have folks come, and especially tomorrow, we're doing a brand new thing, we call it Stark Raving Cafe. So it's the debut of Rave Cafe, excuse me, Rave Cafe, and, they can get there by going to starkravingevent.com, and we're gonna be doing some of that free masterminding, but it's gonna be structured, and it's gonna be timed and facilitated, and, we really see it as a way for folks to get ideas from their peers on how to have more visibility, how to do a better job at community building, how to do a better job at presenting what it is that they deliver to the world and how they can get paid. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 90 minutes of rambunctious, stark raving fun. You can be your stark raving self. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun with this new brand. People are really getting it with us. We've converted from video rock stars to stark raving entrepreneurs.
Yes, and I've had fun being a part of that along the way. And so, whether you want to come hang out with us on Wednesday afternoons at 4, join us for the Make Big Money and Big Difference Challenge that's happening next week. All of this in support of helping you create that recurring revenue. And just a little recap of today, whether you're doing the online courses that are evergreen, the membership, the private clients, the mastermind, or offering the software. These are just a handful of the ways that you can create that reoccurring revenue to have that amazing business and spectacular life. Now, before we're done, Gina, tell people where can they find you? Should they want to find you?
Well, the best place is to go to starkravingevent.com and join us on Wednesdays at 4. But also, you can find me at ginacarr.com and Gina Carr on Facebook and LinkedIn. So, pretty easy to find.
Well, Gina, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your tips. For those constant watchers, we were happy to have you enjoying this, whether it was live or after the fact. That's the joy of the online world. And we look forward to seeing y'all soon. Happy networking, y'all.